Hello everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome back to state level lecture of Science 2. And I am Shilpa Chhatraban from Vikoli Parkside with lesson number 7. So today we are going to study and learn this lesson. What is microbiology and what are its uses and how they are important in our daily life. Okay, so
Hello, Shilpa ma'am. Hello, Shilpa ma'am.
Ma'am, is the screen visible?
Hello, ma'am.
Is the screen visible? Hello?
Screen is visible,
Yes.
but we are not able to hear you.
Is the screen visible?
Yes, screen is visible, but we are not able to hear you. You are not audible clearly.
Yes, ma'am. There is a heavy rain, ma'am. So therefore, I can't do anything for that.
Can you join from any other device?
Ma'am, there is no device problem, but there is a rainfall, heavy rainfall in our area. So I can't means connect properly with you. From any device, there will be same problem.
Then how is it possible? Because first of all, your voice is breaking, and secondly, it's not louder. Means even I
Ma'am,
can't hear it properly. How students will understand?
ma'am, what for climate? What can I do? That is a natural process. I can't do anything, ma'am. I'm also using Bluetooth device with me, but the network issue is there. So I will see. I will just change my place. Just try
Okay.
how I can adjust it. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Is the voice clear now, ma'am? So, hello everyone, and welcome back to state level lecture of Science 2. I am Shilpa Chhatravan from Vikoli Parkside with our lesson number 7, Introduction to Microbiology. Now, students, we today are going to study what is the meaning of microbiology and how it is important in our daily life and how it deals with our daily needs which we come across. Okay, so uh, students, look at the picture. What do you observe in this picture? All living organisms are present, means like there is an elephant, there is a crocodile, there are birds, there are means aquatic animals, terrestrial animals, all are present in this picture, and all types of plants are also present in this picture. So see how many types of animals and plants are seen in our surroundings. We see a sparrow near our house, a dog wandering from here and there, some in a circus or in any means zoo, we observe an elephant. And if we go for a safari, we also observe elephants in the forest. Okay. And daily we use onion in our vegetables. Okay, and we also see dhatura plant nearby in our nearby area. Banyan tree, that also we observe. But in this picture, two things that we can't observe with our naked eyes, that are amoeba and uh, chlorella. Okay, so they are very minute, but we can see all types of animals and plants which are visible to us. But in our surrounding, there are some organisms which are invisible, or they are too tiny or minute, which cannot be seen without microscope, as they can be observed under a microscope. They are therefore called as microorganisms or microbes. Okay, so they are means they are called microorganisms or microbes. Means if we call them microbes, then also the meaning is same. Okay, so there are many microbes in our surrounding, in which some are useful and some are harmful microbes. Okay, so some microbes which are useful are used in the preparation of bread making and curd making. Okay, and some microbes which cause malaria and tuberculosis, which are harmful for our health. So they are called as harmful microbes. Okay, so there are two types of microorganisms or microbes. So some are useful and some are harmful. Some are used in our cooking purposes, in means medicines they are used, and some are harmful, they cause disease to us, and they may be fatal for our health. Okay, so in our daily life, we come across various milk products, and which are obtained by fermentation of milk with the help of microbes like lactobacilli. We come across yogurt. We use yogurt. We drink buttermilk. We use cheese in our pizzas, burgers. Okay, so we also use ghee in our daily means dinner and breakfast. Okay, and we also eat shrikhand whenever there is a feast. We use all these things, or some things are which are used daily in our means routine life. Okay, so these are microorganisms. With the help of that microorganisms, we prepare all these things. Okay, so rhizobium, which is present in root nodules of leguminous plants, carry out the function of biological fixation of nitrogen. Okay, so there is another useful microorganism or microbe, that is rhizobium. It is also a useful bacteria. What it does? It does the nitrogen fixation in the roots or root nodules of leguminous plants. Okay, so what it does? It absorbs atmospheric nitrogen and it converts the nitrogenous compounds into nitrates, nitrites, and amino acids, and that are taken by the roots of leguminous plants, and they are absorbed by the plant, and the protein is produced in these leguminous plants. So this is a useful bacteria named as rhizobium. And whenever we eat these leguminous plants, this protein we get from these plants. Okay. So yeast is also another type of bacteria, and yeast like Saccharomyces, it is used in the making of products like bread, wine, biofuel, and so many other things. Okay, so why the bread it looks so spongy? Because yeast is present in the bread, so it seems like a spongy means we eat with a means enthusiasm because the bread looks very nice, means its taste also is good and it looks spongy also. Okay, so again some people this for making wines they use yeast to ferment the grapes, and they use the wine in the means and the biofuel, it is also made from the Saccharomyces yeast, and it is very useful for vehicles. Okay. Now some microorganisms like Eurovia lipolytica and Saccharomyces cerevisiae and Alkanorex are used for bioremediation. So bioremediation means if there is any means oil spill, or if there is a means sewage, so for cleaning that purposes also microorganisms are used. They like Eurovia lipolytica, Saccharomyces cerevisiae and Alkanorex. They are used for bioremediation. We have studied this in previous year's lesson. Useful and harmful bacteria. Okay. Now, last year in 9th standard also, we have seen penicillin. Penicillin is a group of antibiotics obtained from a fungus, Penicillium, and is used for controlling infections caused by bacteria like Cephalococcus, Clostridia, and Streptococci. So this penicillium is also used in antibiotics for making medicines. Okay, so this we have seen in last year's 9th standard syllabus. So this was covered in your useful and harmful bacteria lesson, microorganisms. Okay, so in this year we are going a step forward. Now we are going to learn about what is microbiology and what is applied microbiology. So the applied microbiology, what is the definition of it? The branch of biology in which study of the enzymes related to some prokaryotes and eukaryotic microbes, proteins, applied genetics, molecular biology, etc. is performed is called as applied microbiology. Means in this branch of science, what happens? We come across what enzymes which are related to prokaryotes and eukaryotic microbes. Means the microbes which are related means tiny, means smallest, or the first means single celled microbes that are prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay, and the proteins and applied genetics means genes or molecular biology that is performed is called as applied microbiology. In this applied microbiology, we come across all these means eukaryotes, prokaryotes, proteins, genetics, and all the other molecular biology and etc. Okay, so in this there are this study is used for the society, and various products like food and medicines are produced on a large scale with the help of microorganisms. So applied microbiology, what is does it? The study of this applied microbiology, it helps for the society for making various products like food, medicine, and other products like medicines, food, and curd making on large scale with the help of microorganisms. So in ancient times, long ago, 5,000 years back, man has developed making of curd from milk, and milk can be converted into uh, curd by adding some amount. So microorganisms are used for making many household products like making of curd, making of bread, and they are also used for making antibiotics. Okay, so this science means uh, the industrial microbiology. Means this is a next step to applied microbiology. So we make curd, we make bread at household level, but in industries, what we can do, uh, how to make these products. So there is a branch of science that is called as industrial microbiology. Okay, so this science is related to the commercial use of microbes, which include various economic, social, and environment related process and products. So in industries, what happens? These microorganisms are used in a large scale, and they are used for making the products which we use at our home, like bread, like means ready-made. We use curd, we use cheese, we use butter. So all these products, they are made in the industries on a large scale. For that purpose, a large number of means microorganisms are means they are um, they are prepared at the industries. Okay, so in industries, various microbial processes useful for these purposes are carried out, like means grapes are processed with microbes or yeast to produce wines, and sugarcane with the help of processing yeast, ethanol is obtained. So in this figure, you can see various microbial processes are used for the purpose of making wines and ethanol. So these are the processes that are carried out in the industry. Okay, so in um, the main feature of industrial microbiology, that is manufacturing various products with the help of fermentation processes. So in industries, what happens? They manufacture these all materials by the fermentation process. They make bread, wine, enzymes, medicines, nutrients, raw materials for chemicals, and cheese. So they make all these in the industries with the help of fermentation process. So again, what are the features? Now they use the use of microbes for garbage management and pollution control. So this industrial microbiology that is used for management of garbage. So and for pollution control also. So in this figure, you can see the absorption of arsenic. When the industries, they release arsenic from means the industries, they release arsenic as a byproduct from the industry. Okay, so to absorb that arsenic that is harmful for our environment, what they do, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it is mixed up with that arsenic. So that arsenic is absorbed with the help of these microbes, and they help for the industrial byproduct to means it gets controlled due to this absorption of arsenic. So these microbes help in this way. So whenever there is a means oil spill in oceans, so it is not possible manually to take out that oil spill which is on the upper layer of oceans. So to means clean the ocean, what is the microbes called as alkanivores that are means that are uh, means thrown in the oceans, and that microbes what they do, they absorb all the oil which is spread on the surface of the ocean. So these are the features by which industrial microbiology helps us in maintaining our environment. So now let's move to our next means topic in this lesson, that is dairy products. So which is a part of our daily life. So since ancient days, milk is converted into various products for its preservation purpose, that is cheese, butter, cream, kefir, yogurt, etc. And water content and acidity of the milk changes during formation of these products, and texture, taste, and flavor is improved. So to preserve the means milk, what we do, we change the means it's what we can say, um, we make many dairy products from milk to preserve the milk. Okay, so do you know how yogurt is made from milk at your home when your mother prepares it at home? So what she does, she takes a little bit of yogurt which was firstly present in the house, or take some few drops of that buttermilk, and she adds that yogurt in your lukewarm milk, means the normal milk which is somewhat hot. Lukewarm means not so hot, not so cold. It is somewhat lukewarm. Okay, so this curd or buttermilk is added in this lukewarm milk. And what happens? It is kept undisturbed for about 8 to 10 hours. Okay. So after that, what happens? The lactose which is present in the milk, it gets converted into lactic acid, means the lactobacilli which is present in the yogurt, it ferments the lactose into lactic acid. So there is a coagulation of milk in this process. So the low pH of yogurt due to the presence of acid also destroys the harmful microbes present in the milk. So the acid, means lactic acid, what it does, it destroys all the harmful microbes present in the milk, and it is healthy to take this yogurt, and we use the yogurt for destroying all harmful microbes, and it is easy to digest. Okay, so due to lactic acid, yogurt has a specific sour taste. Means when we taste the yogurt, how it tastes somewhat sour, but we like the taste. So this is the way how we prepare yogurt at home. So this is a homemade yogurt. But in industries, how it is used, yogurt, how it is prepared in industries, we shall see now. So in the small scale, this process is used at home, but what about the process which is used in large scale? Cheese, yogurt, cream, kefir, and ghee are produced in industry. Now let us see how yogurt is prepared in industry. So milk, firstly what it is done, milk is pasteurized at the beginning to destroy unwanted microbes. Now, firstly, what they do in industries, milk, they do pasteurization process to destroy all the unwanted microbes. Then what happens? Yogurt means lactobacilli is used milk to prepare yogurt. So what they do for maintaining the protein content, condensed milk powder is mixed with the milk to be fermented. Means they mix condensed milk powder in the pasteurized milk. Then after, what happens? Milk is then boiled and cooled to a warm temperature. So they firstly boil the milk, then they cool it to a warm temperature. Then after that, what happens? This technique of pasteurization helps to increase the shelf life and improve the probiotic properties of yogurt to be formed. Means why this pasteurization process is taking place in industries? Because to increase the shelf life, means the milk, it is a means it is means it get destroyed very quickly. So to increase the shelf life and to improve the probiotic properties of the yogurt. Okay, so in this pasteurized milk, bacterial strains of Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus delbrueckii are added in the 1:1 proportion. Okay, so in this pasteurized milk, what they do? The two microbes means two bacterial strains, that are Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus delbrueckii. They are added in 1:1 proportion. So after adding them, what they do? Lactic acid is formed due to Streptococcus strain. So after that, what happens? Lactic acid is prepared, and due to this acid, proteins present in the milk get out with which gives a dense consistency to the yogurt. So to when the lactic acid the protein present in the milk, it what does it do? It gets a dense consistency to the yogurt, and the acetaldehyde like compounds are formed due to lactobacilli strain. So this is the process how lactobacilli is used in industries to prepare yogurt. So yogurt nowadays various means flavored yogurt is there in market. So there are many types of fruit juices and that are mixed in the yogurt to impart different flavors like strawberry yogurt, banana yogurt, to increase the shelf life of yogurt, and its probiotic properties can be improved by pasteurization. So there are many types of flavored yogurt that are being sold in the market today. So cheese. So our next topic is cheese. How cheese is produced on large scale. From it is abundantly available cow milk all over the world. So cow milk is abundantly means available in the world for preparing cheese. It is used. So cow milk is the best milk for preparing the cheese. So different types of cheese we come across, that is cottage cheese, cheddar cheese, cream cheese, and mozzarella cheese in our daily daily routine life. Okay, so for preparing cheese, what they do? First, chemical and microbial tests of milk are performed. Means first they test the milk, how the milk's quality is there. Then only they prepare the means next they go to the next step after that only. First they check the milk. After that, some colors and microbes like lactobacillus lactis, lactobacillus cremoris, and streptococcus thermophilus are mixed with the milk. Means these three colors that are added, means some colors are added and some microbes are added in that milk. After that, these microbes produce acid which imparts sourness to the milk. So after adding these microbes, what happens? Acidic means this milk becomes acidic and it imparts sourness to the milk. After that, an enzyme called rennet obtained from the alimentary canal of cattle was being used traditionally for curdling of milk. So in ancient times, the alimentary canal of the cattle was used for curdling of milk, but nowadays this process is not done, but traditionally that was used in ancient times. So an enzyme today in industries, what they do, an enzyme called protease is obtained from fungi and it is used for to produce vegetarian cheese. So these fungi is used in making of cheese. After that, after the means acidic nature, what happens? To impart the dense texture to the yogurt form, whey needs to be removed. Means water content is means separated from the milk content, and thereby that whey means the water content it is removed for making the cheese. After that, solid yogurt so formed is then cut into pieces, washed, rubbed, salted, and essential microbes like pigments and flavors are added to it. So when the whey means the water content is removed from the yogurt, so the means dense yogurt, what they do, they cut the yogurt into small pieces, they rub them, and they add some pigments, some microbes in it, and some flavors in that yogurt. After that, the cheese is then pressed, cut into pieces, and stored for ripening. Means in this type, they store the cheese which is made after that process. Now, but do you know that the cheese used in these food items is not the same? Means for pizza we use different cheese, for burger we use different cheese, for sandwich we use different cheese. So how it is made, how different types of cheese are made. So how many types are there? For pizza and sandwich, which cheese is used? Mozzarella cheese is used. And for burger, cheddar cheese is used when there are slices of the cheese. Okay. So what is the difference between the two types of cheese? Means what, why they are different, and how they are means prepared. So see here, the mozzarella cheese, it is soft in texture, and the cheddar cheese, it is semi-hard. Means it is not too hard or not too soft, but it is semi-hard, and it is used in burger as slices. They are put it up in the burger. Okay, so both types of cheese are made up of milk, but the type of milk used varies in both. So the color is also different in both cheese. Okay, the mozzarella cheese, it looks white, and cheddar cheese, it looks like somewhat yellowish. Okay, so why? Because mozzarella cheese, it is made from buffalo's milk, and the cheddar cheese, it is made from cow's milk. So therefore the color differs. Okay, so next topic, that is we will see about butter. There are two types of butter. that is sweet cream butter and cultured butter. These both types of butter, they are used in our daily routine life. Okay. So during the industrial production of milk products, strict cleanliness and sterilization is essential as bacteria can be attacked by viruses. So if virus attacks the milk products, the milk gets destroyed. So strict cleanliness and sterilization is essential in the industries. Okay. So bacteria attacked by viruses like shown here. Mutant varieties of bacteria are used. So artificially, some strains are developed that will help to avoid unnecessary steps or materials. So in the industries, means strict cleanliness is means there for sterilization of milk to avoid all the viruses and attacking of the bacteria in on the milk. So do you know that freshly prepared cheese is always soft? Means when the cheese is fresh, means it is freshly prepared, it is soft in nature. After that, on ripening the cheese for 3 to 12 months, semi-hard cheddar cheese is formed. Means if we keep the cheese and store it in a means a safe place, after 3 to 12 months, which cheese is formed? Cheddar cheese is formed, and which is semi-hard in nature. Okay. So if we ripen it for 12 to 18 months, very hard cheese called Parmesan cheese is formed from it. In the picture, you can see Parmesan cheese, it is formed, and it is too hard from the semi-hard cheddar cheese. Okay. So in this way, we have seen about the production of means milk products, how they are produced in the industries. Means in industries, how yogurt is prepared, how cheese is prepared, and how butter is prepared. One by one, we have seen in this topic. Okay, so in this topic, we have seen industrial microbiology, how it works with the help of all the microorganisms which are useful for us in industries. Okay, okay. So in this way, today we have finished this applied microbiology and industrial microbiology and dairy products, that are cheese, yogurt, and butter. Okay, so I hope so. There was means network issue in the starting, so I took the speed in the last few minutes. So I bear my mistake. Okay, so sorry for that network issue. Okay, ma'am. Shall I show the slide, ma'am? Last. Hello.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. May I show the last slide, ma'am?
Yes, I'm not able to hear you, ma'am.
Hello.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.